this country, your country has been good to me.
You talked a bit about working on the Skelligs and also Kirkpatrick for Heart of Glass and Caspar Hauser, and obviously you've just spent the last month shooting here with Booking Bastard. Can you speak a bit about the experience of coming to Ireland as a filmmaker over the years and some highlights from your experience here?
Well, I have been here as a filmmaker before, way before you were born, back in the 70s. I finished my film Heart of Glass on Skellig Rock, and an unusual film because all the actors play under hypnosis. So their eyes are open, they're so deeply under hypnosis that their eyes are open without waking up. So that was a very unusual film. And I love Skellig Rock so much that I named my own publishing house Skellig Edition. And now some 12 years ago, 14 years ago, I founded a production company, film production company, Skellig Rock Incorporated. So I carry the name with me. And I did filming for the Enigma of Caspar Hauser on Croagh-Patrick during the annual pilgrimage up onto the mountain. And there were thousands and thousands of pilgrims all in the mist. And I filmed, and of course it's a dream sequence in the Enigma of Caspar Hauser. And I wanted to be up on the summit with the pilgrims, and I went barefoot. Strangely enough, most of the women would go barefoot, and I thought, this is good, I have to do the same. And now, Bucking Bastard, we were filming in Dublin and in Naas and near Sligo, but inland, the Cache Caves. And it has been wonderful. All Irish actors, with the exception of our two leading actresses who are American, and basically Irish crew, Irish locations, everything here. So this country, your country has been good to me.
And just during your talk there, you're giving advice to filmmakers, obviously, as a screen talk. But as we're in the Tiernan McBride Library and you're talking so much about reading, are there any particular books that you would recommend to filmmakers, or any pieces of Irish literature that you've connected with?
You have to make your reading list yourself. You have to stay curious. But if you want to go into looking into some essentials that I recommend to people who come to my rogue film school, there's a mandatory reading list. I think 5 books or so. And of course, you have to read at least 3. If you haven't read 3 of these books, I throw you right out after you have arrived. And one of the real essential books would be The Peregrine by J.A. Baker. An absolute must to read, because it is his fervor of observation and so deep into the world, a limited world of peregrine falcons, that sometimes the writer morphs into a bird of prey. And the prose is some of the best we have seen since Joseph Conrad and Hemingway. And of course, Roman antiquity, Virgil, Georgics. It includes also the poetic Edda, old Icelandic poetry, and a few other things. So, a short story by Hemingway, The Short Happy Life of Francis Macomber, and it includes the Warren Commission report on the assassination of Kennedy. It's the most intense crime story, and the kind of logical deduction in it is phenomenal. So it's very, very good as a filmmaker to read this, but it should be 5,000 books, or at least 500 that should be on my list. You have to find it yourself. And of course, among the Irish poets, Brendan Behan, for me very close to my heart. And very old Irish poetry and mythologies that are floating around King Sweeney the Mad, a story that I carry in me since a long, long time. It's a gift of Ireland to me.
Finally, I just wondered if there were any Irish films that you've particularly connected with.
Not directly now, I couldn't recall, but I do not watch many films. I do read, but as an average I see maybe 4 or 5 films per year, which is much less than an average moviegoer. But somebody who makes films, who hardly sees films, I do not know anyone around. And I staged operas without ever having been in an opera performance. I just did it, but I never saw it before. But I loved to listen to opera music from recordings.